¿Y de plano?
In the food industry, no matter how regulated it is, there's always lesser known secrets to be let out. When was the last time that you guys had steak or a juicy piece of chicken? Anybody?
2 weeks ago.
Well, let me tell you how that happens. I became interested in this topic while doing research for class and watching the documentary Fooding. I will be discussing how there's unethical treatment of animals in the food industry and how no one knows about these lesser known facts. The treatment of animals in the food industry is very gruesome. People usually kick animals, throw the animals, and feed the animals things they shouldn't be fed. Most of these animals are fed antibiotics, steroids, and corn, and this causes them to get fat faster, and this can cause many deformities in animals, especially chickens. They usually overfeed chickens so they can get plump from the breast, causing them to get deformed from the feed, and this can cause major issues, and this also makes them sit around in their feces or be unable to walk around. Here's a picture of how chickens used to be in the 50s as to now as the food industry has grown. Usually chickens are the most mistreated animals. They're the ones that are cramped up the most. They're the ones that end up being mostly treated the worst. In short, the food industry has a lot of things that shouldn't be done, but this moves me on to the second part of the article, how they are fed. They are fed antibiotics, and they are fed steroids, and they are fed corn, and this makes them plump faster, and this can cause major bacteria to become resistant, also called as superbugs. These bacteria grow resistant to the antibiotics that the animals are fed. This causes major outbreaks in different diseases that were once treatable that are now super resistant, killing people along the way. Most known cases are either E. coli or Salmonella, and these are once very treatable diseases are now killing people faster than they used to before because of the use of antibiotics in their food. The New York Times talked about how the new overproduction of meat causes these illnesses to become chronic, and it can potentially kill a lot of people. In another piece of the New York Times, it talks about how this can be potentially greater, and this can cause this can proliferate among confined animals because of how they are usually sitting around their poop, and this can mean that their meat can get infected as well. The use of corn and the antibiotics, like I said before, gets the animals fatter and bigger faster, and this causes deformities. Their cramped up spaces, like seen here with cows, can cause major weaknesses in the animals, and that makes, like, the overproduction of meat causes the animals to have to grow faster, quicker, and that is not good for the animals either. Overdosing on steroids, like I pointed out in the first 2 points, is that they can cause superbugs. And just in my conclusion, the animals should be treated better. The overproduction shouldn't happen. This can cause major issues as it's already causing, and there should be ways that we need to stop this. The point of this video was about how animals are being mistreated and how there's secrets that the food industry does not show. Also, how there should be a lot more regulations and checkups on these raw food industries to see how they're treating their animals. It's not correct that they get thrown around or they get beaten or they have to sit around in really cramped up spaces. My final thought is how we need to learn how to live in the most substantiable form or organic form way. So we know that these animals are treated correctly, and that we know that these animals are not sitting around getting fed antibiotics for us to consume later on and become resistant to bugs that can kill us all. Thank you.